You are walking to your car at night. The parking lot is empty, and somewhere behind you a shadow shifts. Your heart slams. Your palms go cold. You spin around, and it's nothing. Just a plastic bag caught in the wind. You laugh it off. But the real answer is far stranger. Your brain didn't make a mistake just now. It made exactly the choice that kept your ancestors alive for 2 million years. You live in a world with almost no lions, no leopards waiting in the tall grass, no predators stalking you on the way to the grocery store. And yet your brain still runs a threat detection system built entirely around that world, a world that mostly doesn't exist anymore. Here's the strange part. This system doesn't wait for proof. The neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades mapping how fear moves through the brain, and his research revealed something unsettling. A threat signal reaches your amygdala, the brain's alarm center, before it ever reaches the part of you that thinks and reasons. Your body reacts first. Your mind explains second. You don't decide to be afraid. You are afraid. And then you figure out why. Think about that shifting shadow again. Your amygdala didn't check whether it was a predator. It didn't have time. Checking takes seconds. Predators don't offer seconds. So evolution built something faster, something that fires first and questions later. A false alarm cost your ancestors nothing but a racing heart. A missed real threat cost them their life. Which mistake do you think evolution decided was worth making? This is sometimes called the smoke detector principle. Have you ever noticed how a smoke detector doesn't wait to confirm there's a fire? It goes off at the first hint of smoke, even if you're just making toast. It would rather annoy you 100 times than fail once when it actually matters. Your brain runs the exact same logic. It would rather make you flinch at a plastic bag 1,000 times than fail once when something is actually stalking you in the dark. So why does the dark specifically feel so loaded? Why not bright daylight fear instead? Because for nearly all of human history, darkness meant reduced information, and reduced information meant increased danger. Your ancestors' eyes, built for daylight, became far less useful once the sun went down. Predators that hunted at night did not share that disadvantage. A lion's night vision was roughly 6 times better than a human's. Every sound outside the firelight could be nothing, or it could be something with teeth. Your ancestors who treated darkness with caution passed on that caution. The ones who didn't often didn't get the chance to pass on anything at all. This explains something almost everyone has felt, but never quite named. Have you ever noticed how a bedroom feels different at 2 a.m. than it does at 2 p.m.? Same walls, same furniture, same room, but your nervous system experiences it differently, regardless of how many locks are on your door. Here's where the story gets even more interesting. This isn't just about literal predators anymore. The psychologist Robert Sapolsky has spent his career studying stress responses, and one of his central findings applies perfectly here. The same biological alarm system built for lions now fires for emails, deadlines, arguments, and awkward silences at dinner parties. Your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a predator crouched in the grass and a notification from your boss at 11 p.m. Both trigger the same flood of stress hormones. Both make your heart rate climb. Both prepare your body to fight or flee from something that, biologically speaking, cannot actually eat you. Pause on that for a second. The tension you feel before an uncomfortable conversation is not a modern invention. It is an ancient survival circuit, repurposed for a threat it was never designed to recognize. Now here's a twist that changes how you might think about bravery itself. Fear was never the enemy of survival. Fear was the entire point. The people who felt nothing when danger was near did not outcompete the anxious ones. They simply didn't last long enough to compete at all. Every person alive today, every single one, descends from a long, unbroken line of ancestors who were good at feeling afraid at the right moments. That fear was not a flaw in the system. It was the system working exactly as designed. So the next time you feel your stomach drop before a scary movie jump scare or your skin prickle walking past an unlit alley, consider what's actually happening. That is not irrational. That is not weakness. That is a survival mechanism running its programming flawlessly in a body it has kept alive for millions of years. There's one more layer worth noticing. Modern life rarely lets this system fully reset. Your ancestors' fear responses were usually short and complete. A predator appeared, adrenaline surged, they ran or they didn't. And then, whichever way it went, it was over. The body returned to calm. Today, the threats rarely resolve that cleanly. An email doesn't chase you and then disappear. A financial worry doesn't retreat into the bushes once you've outrun it. Modern stress often lingers precisely because it never gets the clean resolution your nervous system expects. The alarm keeps ringing because the fire, in a sense, never fully goes out. Understanding this doesn't make the fear disappear, but it does change what that fear means. It's not proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that something ancient inside you is still doing its job, even in a world that stopped needing it to work quite this hard. So the next time you're walking to your car at night and a shadow shifts and your heart slams before you even know why, remember what that spike of fear actually is. It is not your brain overreacting to nothing. It is your brain doing exactly what kept every single one of your ancestors alive long enough to become you.